I haven't turned on the stove in ages. Whenever I edit, I don't really turn on the heat here because I don't use the room and I just forget that it's on, and then I need to put wood on and then the fire just keeps dying, so it's not really worth it. But it also means that whenever I go into the kitchen to make a drink or make food, it's cold. So this means that the rest of the house is going to be warm for the first time in ages, which seems like such a nice luxury. So yeah, I have heat, I just don't really use it all the time. I am back to building things. I'm so excited because this is so real. I'm just realizing that even though I've now been here for 3 years, more than 3 years, I'm still living like a student. Like, I've never had like a house. I've never had multiple rooms. I've always lived in a room. I've always rented a room. When this room is finished, I'll have like 2 rooms. And like, I'm just so excited about this giant sofa. I can't tell you. Also, I finally got some snow, proper snow. So I've got snow and I've got a sofa. The days just before it was going to snow, I went and did all of my groceries. I've got so much food now. And I also picked up wood. So now I've got all the wood I need to make the framework for the other side. I got some screws. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to fix all of these slats first. Okay, now that this is finally starting to warm up a little bit, I'm going to start my morning. I have been really good at drinking more fluids, not just black teas and some coffee in the morning. And because this video is sponsored by AG1, now is a good time to talk about them. So I start my days with AG1, and for me it feels really good to start off drinking fluids that hydrate me, because once I start drinking, I continue to drink throughout the day, and that's a huge struggle for me. And on top of that, this gives me a whole bunch of probiotics and vitamins that are actually good for me. And then I don't need to mess about with separate vitamins that I always forget to take anyways. So for me, it's a very refreshing start of the day. But on top of that, I know that I'm going to get the nutrients and minerals that I need on a daily basis. Everything that supports my nervous system, my gut health, my mood. Because you don't want to be in a bad mood when you do DIY. Bad things happen. I simply make the drink by taking a scoop and adding water. But you can spice things up. Squeeze in some lemon to add to the fresh taste. I also add the D3 and K2 vitamin, which I have from AG1. But if you're in the habit of making smoothies, which I used to do, you can add it to that as well. I just keep it simple. And then I have something to drink throughout the morning. I've also taken it with me on cycling and hiking trips. They have these travel packs that are really convenient. And then I'm not stuck drinking boring water all the time. Back to work. So if you fancy trying it, you can use a link in my description or scan the QR code on the screen to subscribe. You get $20 off your first order. And thanks again to AG1 for sponsoring a portion of this video. This room isn't big enough for all of these things. moved here 3 years ago, I very much thought that I was going to be baking bread all the time, and I haven't. But I did buy lots of flour to make breads. It's very old, 3 years old to be exact. But I figured maybe I should finally make some bread. And I've never made bread before, but I'm going to try it anyways. I've been looking at recipes for a wholemeal bread. I'm just going to try one. Turns out my yeast is from 2022, so I think I should test it to see if it's still active. Because I don't want to waste all of this flour. Okay, absolutely nothing happened. My yeast is not working anymore. So, wow, I finally got to the point where I was going to make breads, and now I can't make breads. I only waited 3 years for this. So, right. All of my little pieces. I'm going to play some Lego again. Took me about a day and a half to cut all of these. I was thinking about just doing it the easy way and not doing all of these silly little joints. But I just can't help myself. I actually quite enjoy it. It's so fun outside. There's this crazy snowstorm going on, and inside I'm just doing my funky little joinery pieces. Plus the fire is going. It's not too cold outside, which means it's really nice and warm in here. framework. Yes! Snowing again. I was wondering why it's so cold in the house. Today it started out being less than 3 degrees, but then I realised it's because it's actually just really cold. Finally, I've got some good snow. It's taken a while this year. I really shouldn't wear sandals outside. Last night I was standing here for quite a while, just sort of admiring or getting excited about the fact that I'm making this giant sofa in this room. I've devoted the biggest room in the house to sitting, but then I was thinking, why do people even have living rooms? Like, when do you just sit? Shouldn't the study be the biggest room? Because I spend so much time there doing all sorts of things. Why do I have an entire room devoted to just sitting? I mean, surely I've got better things to do. I found some yeast. I can finally try and make some breads. Ow, this feels so soft. This is the strangest feeling. I'm not entirely sure what this consistency is supposed to be like, but I think this seems like something that could turn into bread at some point. It needs to rise for a really long time, so it in here. I've got a couple of different compartments going on. It's all going to look like they're drawers, but in fact some of these are going to be storage that you can access from above. So you need to remove the mattress. I just realized I have so many bigger items. Yeah, the drawers are quite small, so having some proper storage is quite usable. So I've got one in the corner, got one down here, and then the one in the back. One of the items that I really needed to store in here was my suitcase, and I actually made this section underneath the window to take the suitcase, but something happened. So I made this down here, which I thought was pretty amazing. Until that happened. So yeah, I think I'm going to use this for boxes, things that you don't really need, because I'll have the sofa back seat cushions against this. I mean, it would also be really cool as like a little drinks cabinet, whiskey station. I mean, I don't drink whiskey, but obviously with the sofa in front of it, that's not realistic. But that's why I made space in the seating. If I don't put in like a little floor, a little base, then I should just about be able to, oh, yes, store this. Okay, I'm hoping this could fit here. I think so. Like, I just have these random things. The things you forget you've got. I finished one box, and now I'm going to continue with the two I have in the corner. After that, I'm going to start building all of these boxes for the drawers. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 drawers. Oh gosh, it feels so funny. I am not entirely sure this bread did what it was supposed to do. It has arisen, but I think it sort of stopped rising. Yeah. And it's a no-knead bread, so you're not supposed to do any kneading. I don't know. Let's see. No way. I think it actually worked. I thought that I'd let it rise for too long, but it looks like a bread. It's amazing. I think it is a little bit sticky and sour, so I think I did let it rise for too long. But I also think it's edible. I'll eat this. First bread. I want to exhaust all of the space that I have, so instead of putting the OSB against the framework, I'm going to insert it within the framework. So it will be a little bit more work. And yeah, let's cut everything to size. The bread is still a little bit sticky, but I'm pretty happy. I have to admit, I did hope that my very first bread was magically just going to be perfect. It's not. I think I let it rise for too long. It had to rise between 12 and 18 hours, and I let it rise for the maximum because I was sleeping. So maybe that's the reason. I also make this yogurt cake with little berries. I have to say, my yogurt cake also never rises properly, but then I also can't really be bothered to figure out how to do it properly because it tastes good enough. So maybe I'll make sticky bread forever. got a couple of boxes done. They're not the prettiest because I'm using OSB, but they're going to store things. And that's what I need.